Hello guys, Periphery 830 here, and today I wanted to talk to you about the Venus Project and the idea of a resource-based economy. Now, personally, I support this idea, but I have a few criticisms, and that's kind of what I wanted to bring up today. The whole idea of a resource-based economy is based around the idea for a paradigm shift, and it was kind of coined by Fresco, and basically what it outlines is a shift to instead of distributing things with monetary exchange, it involves automated distribution on a vast and global scale. And instead of using money as as a means for exchange, resources are simply replenished from the basis of what that population needs in that given environment. And that's a very vague kind of like brief outline of what it is. And basically, it's a giant, massive distribution system. So it would be a lot more environmentally efficient and a lot more economically sane, since what we live in now is kind of anti-economic, since we need to live in a state of instability in order to reach equilibrium. So that's the general basis for a resource-based economy. Mass distribution with automation, and this would supposedly create a scenario of absolute abundance across the board. Now, my problem isn't necessarily in that hypothetical scenario, and my problem also isn't with the intentions of the Venus Project, which I think are completely genuine. My problem lies with in the outline of what the Venus Project and a resource-based economy wishes to accomplish. And basically they've outlined their plan front to back except for this one crucial point. And that point is who will be in control. Now, many people have addressed this point in other videos, and I think it's unfortunately the downfall of where the Venus Project, basically this is where the Venus Project drops the ball. Their idea for reorganization of society is actually fairly comprehensive and not all that far-fetched if you would like to buy into a lot of the early advancements in technology that are just coming about now, such as 3D printing and such. But what they don't go into details about is this centralization, and they don't really detail whether it's going to be centralized or whether it's going to be a system kind of based on specific regions. And I think the most efficient way to do it, and the way to avoid any kind of corruption, would be to have centrally planned centers where people can put forth, what this region needs food-wise and what they need in terms of resources, and have these all connected as opposed to working from one centralized point. Now, the problem with that, and why the regional approach is possibly not fitting into their goal, is because the surveying of the planet that would need to be done in order to accurately survey the finite resources would have to be done by some kind of entity. And that's outlined in Zeitgeist Moving Forward. Now, I think the only problem I really have is that that entity is not really specified. I do not believe that there needs to be centralized control for the Venus Project to be possible, but I think that there has to be a level of organization in order for that specific reality to become possible. So I think what needs to happen is Jacques Fresco should perhaps put forth a kind of automated computer model that we can look at to see how this would work in a political sense. Not in a political sense that it would follow politics, but in a political sense that there would be a basis for the operations. So basically those are my thoughts. I simply think that the Venus Project desperately needs more detail. I think that they're too vague on a lot of points, but I support their ultimate goal for a resource-based economy, and I do support the notion of a global united world without countries and borders and without the use of monetary exchange. Basically, all I call for is, if Jacques Fresco does happen to be listening, create possibly a more comprehensive plan. Outline how resources will be distributed, if it will be done with the notion of cybernetics or if it will be done with a more centralized planning.